Elephant Hills, before Tel Aviv, and we're here to interview Chef Nekaz Nekatambe.
Nekatambe. Yes.
Nekatambe. I'm still getting used to his surname. He's the executive chef at Elephant Hills. He's also the president of Zimbabwe Chefs Association. He got appointed in June. Am I correct?
Very true.
And we're looking forward to finding out what this guru has to dish out to us. So, Chef Nekaz, how does it feel being on the pinnacle of the culinary industry in Zimbabwe?
Thank you very much. Allow me to say this: it's a challenge. So I love challenges. Also looking at our industry, the tourism industry, where we are going, and then with the Vision 2030 as well. So it's quite interesting, it took a lot of guts to take up that position. But for me, I would say it's a challenging position. I just have to fully apply myself. It involves a lot of things. Also looking at where the country is going. Recently we hosted the Molecular Gastronomy Conference. And then as a country, it means we're taking steps towards, promoting tourism through our culture, through our food as a country, through the traditions, through the people of Zimbabwe, our norms, how we do things. So it's quite interesting. And then with new things that are coming in, you're talking of innovation, you're talking of waste management. It's quite huge.
We were just talking about gastronomy, the difference between gastronomy and culinary before we started this interview. I am curious, what is molecular gastronomy? What's the difference between gastronomy, culinary, whatever, molecular, all these terms that you use in your industry?
All right, so let's take, for instance, let's look at the term culinary. Culinary, basically, it's cooking. You're looking at, the food, how you prepare it, so everything around food. That's your culinary. So personally, my qualification, I did culinary arts, HND in culinary arts. So it's the art of cooking.
So you're actually an artist.
I'm an artist. Cooking is an art. Just like music and all the art forms. So then when you look at gastronomy, so let's take for instance the traditional gastronomy. Gastronomy, you are looking at, Zimbabwe as a country, we've got our own traditions and our own cultures, and then we've got our own local rich foods as a country. So gastronomy will look at what we eat as Zimbabweans, how we eat that food, how we cook that food, how we serve that food. So then how that food is also linked to our culture, to our people as a country, how that food is linked to our tradition. Remember, Zimbabwe is very rich when it comes to tradition and culture, very rich when it comes to our food. I remember at one point when I went to Italy to represent Zimbabwe at the World Food Expo, I took Madora, Amatembi, if you know them, the Mopani Wem. Yeah, Mopani Wem, when it comes to the protein, it's the richest, highest in protein. I think at par with the rabbit meat.
So rabbit meat has so much protein.
Rabbit meat, so much protein, less calories. It's it's like same way as going green.
Okay.
Yeah. So now when you talk of that traditional gastronomy, you are talking exactly. So imagine and remember how you link Makimbi to us as a people, as Zimbabwe, to our tradition, and all that. That is gastronomy. Then when we look at molecular gastronomy now, molecular gastronomy is more modern. It's modernized. It's the inclusion of science, the addition of science into culinary, into cooking. So what you're doing is you have brought in science, you have brought in chemicals, you have brought in, formulas to enhance the texture of food, to enhance the taste of food, to enhance the appearance of food, and change food from its original form into a different form that is quite exciting, that is quite, that is innovative, has got that wow factor, and it's something that, that will just surprise you.
So where are we in Zimbabwe with this molecular gastronomy?
In Zimbabwe, I would say let's pack the molecular. Let's focus on the traditional gastronomy, because currently with the vision of the government, with the vision of our president, with the vision of the Minister of Tourism. We want to promote tourism in Zimbabwe through our food, through our culture, through the traditions of our country, the richness of our culture, the richness of our traditions. So that's where we are. Because currently, I tell you, all the people there in the western areas, wherever and everywhere, they want to come here and experience who we are and experience what kind of a people we are, what we eat, the way of our lives, the way of our traditions, and we are saying, let's stick to that. Yes, let's modernize our food, let's be innovative enough, let's change the structures of our food, let's improve it. If it's our sadza, what can we do to our sadza to make it different, to be more innovative, to make it more exciting? That is the traditional gastronomy. But molecular gastronomy definitely will get there. For instance, the cocktails in a bar, in our bars and hotels, restaurants. I should surprise you. You order a cocktail, find a cocktail in a jelly form, a cocktail that you just throw in your mouth and then it will just pop out all those flavors. Unlike the normal crushed ice cocktails, that's molecular gastronomy now.
Wow.
So we need to balance these two. But our traditional gastronomy is the way to go because it gives a clear picture of who we are as a people, as a country, and where we are going with our tourism. So
do you have a signature dish, like in terms of gastronomy or just in terms of culinary? Do you have your own dishes? Do you come up with your own dishes, or you've been following recipes that have been passed down through generations?
Definitely, as a country and as a chef who has been in the industry, when it comes to a signature dish, I do have. So from both angles, in the western side, I do have a signature dish, but for us in our own gastronomy, I do have. For instance, the dish that I just told you. So you have got your sadza.
Yeah.
So we have actually, reinvented and innovated this sadza. So you can imagine a sadza frita.
Oh,
so
wow.
You have taken your sadza there, and then you have just added in a little bit of vegetables inside. You have crushed your carpenter, the baby trout carpenter fish.
Mm.
It's infused the inside there, and then you very slightly infused it in there. You roll it into a bowl, a little bit of your breadcrumbs, you deep fry it. It gives you a snack. What a wonderful snack. That is with all our local ingredients in there. So imagine the richness of our ingredients there. Your matemba in there, your mieve in there, and it's snacky.
Wow.
And it's snacky.
I remember the one amazing snack I had was back in Caribbean Bay. And they used to take fresh macimbi and dip it. I don't know what they did with it. They wouldn't tell us, but it was amazing.
I remember during my time at Caribbean Bay, this dish that became so popular, that was called the Caribbean Sprats. So what I would do there, because carpenter is very cheap it's everywhere in Caribbean.
True.
So I would just take my carpenter fish, do butter, your flour, and infuse it with Zambezi lager. A little bit of chili.
Now you're telling us the secret.
And then, slightly dip it in that butter and deep fry it. It's an amazing snack, I tell you. So that is our culture. That is who we are. We eat matemba. So matemba speaks to us, speaks about Zimbabwe. So when we do those things, people out there should come and experience just that.
True.
And experience, the beautifulness of our country, our food, our tradition and culture.
True. So, okay, you have traveled a lot. You're talking of Italy and all that, and I was going through your social media, and I found out you've been in a whole lot of hotels, Zambezi, Elephant Hills. You've been to Turkey also?
I've been to Turkey in a city called Antalya.
Oh my word.
And I happened to work there for a few months in one of the most hilarious hotel, Callisto's group of hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, you're talking of 7-star.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was quite an experience. Yeah.
Were you part of the team or you were visiting?
Visiting, and also I became part of the team for those months I was there, and I worked there, and it was quite an experience. So yeah, I managed to grasp a lot of concepts. It actually opened my mind. Exposure is key. I'll tell you what is lacking in our industry is exposure, especially for our chefs, the managers in our industry. exposure is very key. So things are happening, trends are changing, a lot of things are happening out there. But it's very difficult for you to do something that you have never seen, or it's better to improve on something you've seen somewhere and you come up with a better product. So that exposure is key. So, but if I'm to talk about my journey, I've worked with so many hotels here, Big Fours, Zimbabwe here. I started off as an apprentice, Victoria Falls Safari Lodge, Makuakwa and the Boma. I did both. I grew through the ranks there till I was promoted to a chef de partie for the Boma there. So spent a lot of time there, did both a la carte and the Boma buffets, our culture there. You know, Boma speaks about Zimbabwe.
Yes, it does.
Everything, you experience everything there. That's you know, that's a story. The Boma is a beautiful story about Zimbabwe, I would say.
True.
And then from there, I joined Rainbow Tourism Group, worked at Azambezi. Then from there...
Oh, Azambezi is under
Rainbow Tourism Group, yes. And then I had my best times at Azambezi, just to say, because we did the Restaurant of the Year. That was 2010, 2011, nominated again for the Restaurant of the Year. If you remember the Dustin Miller competition for restaurants, was it cheese on a plate or... Yeah.
Wasn't I young then?
But it was quite interesting. Both were competing with all the restaurants that do fine dining. We're talking of Leonardo. We're talking of a lot of restaurants in Harare there.
Nekaz.
Yes. Crown Plaza, La Chandel. It was like a bunch of all those good restaurants. So you can imagine, as a new sous chef coming in, I was working with Apana France by then. So I did this exciting menu. It was something else. It had warthog steaks, it had bacon wrapped chicken, it had crocodile. It was an amazing menu and everyone loved it. To an extent, Dusty came and he applauded us for such a menu, presentation, everything was just on point. What was interesting was the clientele there. They understood food. They understood.
They were on point.
Yeah. So those were one of my best times, and then at that time won quite a number of accolades and awards in our industry, culinary chefs competition. It was just one of those best years, 2010, 11, 2012. Joined Elephant Hills 2012 as a senior sous chef, promoted to Caribbean Bay as a head chef, worked there 2012, 13, 14. Then that's when I left for Italy for the World Food Expo. And,
how was that experience?
6-7 months. So when I went there, the aim was go and represent Zimbabwe, market Zimbabwe.
Oh yeah.
So then I had to think through what is it that I can do that can market our country, that can draw people to Zimbabwe. So I worked with George El Badawi, who is the Consular General for Zimbabwe for Europe. So we sat down, then we were supposed to come up with these brilliant ideas about Zimbabwe culture and food. So what we did there, we thought of a juice, a drink. What can we do? We did a baobab juice. We used the baobab, the famous baobab, and we came up with a very nice juice. It became so popular all over Italy. Looking at the health benefits of baobab, and then the tree itself. It speaks volumes to our tradition, to our ancestors. When you say a baobab tree, for instance, in my culture, Nambia, it means chieftain. It's like chieftain, like it means chieftaincy. Okay. Like it represents a king. So a baobab tree is very unique and is very important. In our Nambia culture, when you talk of the rainmaking ceremonies and everything, it's done close to a baobab tree. So it's another part of our rich history as well. So you can imagine.
That's why the big tree is protected now.
It should be. It should be. Then we thought, then what else? What can we do? Then we thought, in Europe there, when you talk of, we thought of something that is quite different, that is here, that we have. Then that's when we thought of Madora. So we did Madora. It was quite exciting. But Madora, we were challenged. The Shanigan state and the other state, they don't allow you to take in, like Madora
edibles.
because of because so they want anything that you have to take in, it should be clean. So Madura, because of the system for Madura, it was a challenge.
But then don't they know that it's inoculation?
Yeah.
It's a vaccination.
So, but then we thought, let's do crocodile. So I did the famous crocodile burger in Italy. It was in the top 5 things to do for that year.
Wow.
In Milan.
Wow.
Yeah. I did the crocodile burger.
Oh,
and
you're amazing.
Ended up doing a zebra. The demand now grew. So I remember by then we were shipping from Padenga Croc Farm. We were shipping over 2.5 tons in 2 weeks to 8.
For the burger.
For the burger, crocodile, zebra meat, and then decided let's spread our wings. Then we did the dromedary burger. Dromedary is a camel, so we said we are Africans. Egypt and all those countries are part of us. Then we decided let's do it. Let's market. We are done with Zimbabwe. Let's do the whole of Africa. So
wow, you have a passion,
Introduce the camel burger. So from Italy there, went to Turkey for a small job, exposure as well, Callistus, and it was quite an experience.
No, you have a passion. It's very interesting listening to you. But then do you have time for family with all this going on, all the exciting stuff that's happening in your life? Do you have time for family?
I do have time for family. So my wife does understand me a lot. So, but I make it a point. So in terms of our industry, it's quite demanding. So you are at the center of it. So you should be there always. You have to fully apply yourself. But I make it a point. Sundays are for family. So I do cook on Sundays.
Oh, that's sweet.
I do make breakfast and lunch, or sometimes it's breakfast and dinner just for the family. Yeah, sit down with the kids, talk to the kids. If we are from church, then we sit down, we talk. If we didn't go to church, I'm there, just chatting with the kids. So it's a point. We try by all means. Sometimes it's hectic. Those Sundays, you should. Sometimes you have to report for duty, but when time allows, you make for that time.
All right. No, that's great. So what else is there to know about Chef Nekaz besides food and family? What else is there?
All right, Chef Nekaz is so I do coach. I do groom a lot of chefs on a personal basis. I do
minus chefing.
Minus chefing. My life is centered there. Out of Chef Nekaz is a brilliant golfer.
Oh, nice.
Brilliant golfer. 2015, I had the best score in Zim B division. Represented the country Windhoek Africa Cup golf tournament. So I'm a brilliant soccer. And then on another note as well, I'm the chairman of a volleyball team with my colleagues. Thanks to Elephant Hills, they allowed us as the workers here to formulate a volleyball team. Nice. And that team is actually in the National League. So the league just ended and we just finished on position 9, which is a big achievement. A league with almost over 16 teams.
Wow.
You are talking of prominent teams like
so
Highlanders.
You plan to be a winner in everything that you do.
I tell you, if my assistant was here, the executive sous chef, we fight. We both want to win. We were born to win. So in everything, we just want to keep on winning.
Okay, so we got a winner here. His name is Chef Nekaz. He's out to win. He's 40. He's out there chefing. He's training people. His life is full, and he's got family. Wow, I can feel the energy vibrating. I think I'm gonna come out of here energized by your energy. You've just recharged me. Chef Nekaz, who's the gentleman on your right?
Oh, all right. Chef Tinashe. All right. So the gentleman on my right is Chef Tinashe Mangenyo. So he's one of my assistants. He's the sous chef here at Elephant Hills. A hilarious chef, I tell you. He's quite challenging and then quite open-minded. So Tinashe is a winner. He's running with the vision for Amai. If you know the gastronomy vision, the vision to promote Zimbabwe, our tourism through food, through our culture. So I think you can say more about Amai's vision and where we are going as a country when it comes to gastronomy, our culture, tradition, and our food. And remember, he's a winner, so he came first place for our province in the Amai's cookout. Over to you, Tinashe.
Okay, Chef, thank you so much. My name is Chef Tinashe. I'm the sous chef here, and also part of the Zimbabwe Chefs Association. And we are also part of the ZTA running the Amai program, showcasing our Zimbabwean food. I'm the winner of the provincial competition.
What did you cook that day when you won?
Yeah, it was basically the traditional food.
There's a lot of traditional foods. Which one?
Exactly. I would say the hibiscus sadarifa, maguru, maguru tribe.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, and matsuvu
The
cake.
hibiscus one is the one you need to talk
Hibiscus
about.
sadarifa is sindambi. If you've heard of sindambi,
Sindambe.
it's common in with Lubale people.
This sour
The
vegetable.
sour vegetable that they use to spice up their fish. It's called hibiscus sadarifa.
Okay, because I saw flowers when you said hibiscus. I really just saw those blooming.
You know,
Yeah, it's more like flowers, but it's edible.
Sindambi is amazing, like the healing properties there, medicinal properties. It will cure your blood pressure, your sugar. It's an amazing vegetable. It's an amazing plant. So it's our vegetable.
So was this like planned, your dish? Did you pre-plan it or you were given ingredients and then you just came up with a dish?
Through my coach, he gave me the notes
Alright.
to have a menu that I will present.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was quite easy to scoop the first prize.
But then if you're given an impromptu, like, just...
He will do wonders, I tell you.
A mystic basket. We call it a mystic basket, and yeah, I can produce.
You can produce.
Yeah.
Oh, then you got a good coach, eh? Because a good coach prepares you for anything. He doesn't have a script for you. He just throws you in the deep end and says, go ahead and swim.
Actually, I should say we have a winning coach
You have a
and a winning
coach.
team.
Ah, nice.
With him, we've got no qualms. We know we're going to get a prize. Wherever we go, we are sure to get a prize.
Oh, nice. No, I'm very happy for you guys, and I'm inspired. What words of inspiration would you like to share with the public before we leave?
I should say, in every scenario, just support the boss. In whatever situation it is, just be behind him, give your all, and you come up with a good cohesion, and you will be a winning team.
Thank you so much, Chef Tinashe, and thank you so much, Chef Nekaz. It was a pleasure. We could spend the whole night doing this, but then, yeah, I think you got plans for tonight, isn't?
Yeah, we should definitely cook something for the viewers there. A lot of young boys are now watching us, the likes of Chef Milton. I can never finish an interview without mentioning one of my boys that I'm currently mentoring. So recently promoted, is now a head chef in one of the small lodges in Kariba. They're doing wonders. The SG for Zimbabwe Chefs Association, Chef Clayton, it's amazing. These boys are young and they are already doing wonders. So we are definitely going somewhere as a country.
Before we close, I've forgotten one very important question.
Okay.
What's your plan as the president of the Zimbabwe Chefs Association?
Wow. The plan is to promote the culinary in Zimbabwe. So what we are saying is, in everything we do as a country, can we have culinary coming first? Can we promote our food? Can we promote our culture? Can we promote our tradition? So can we put Zimbabwe on the map when it comes to food? Number two, we are saying, can we develop the young guys that are coming up? This industry is an interesting industry. Being a chef is quite amazing. Look at the opportunities that are there all over the world, in this country and also outside of this country. Opportunities to go for cruise, opportunity to work abroad, opportunity for a better life. we tell you our lives are much better. So this is quite a good industry if we work on a few things. So also to say for coaching as well, as a president, just to coach and groom the young men, groom the young chef, groom the young women to be the chef for the nation. So and we are planning something big with my SG Clayton to open a culinary school here in Victoria Falls. Culinary school that's going to be big. You can imagine Master Chef Nekaz and Master Chef Clayton doing wonders there, doing what we do every day and impacting on the lives of the young chefs on
exciting.
a daily basis, on the ground.
That's really exciting.
Imagine such a
I hope I'll be around to see that and I can interview you on it again.
God willing, you will be.
Yes, thank you so much, Chef. Thank you for giving us your time, your energy. I've come out inspired. I hope everybody else has been inspired by this interview that we've hosted today at Elephant Hills with Chef Nekaz and Chef Tinashe. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.